So when it comes to Bleach Soul Reasonance, we have finally got a little bit of an update on what the developers are doing with the game. Of course, last we heard, well, I guess the last we looked at it was through the beta. We know that the global beta is going to be happening this week on the 16th, of course. I think everything is going to be open and ready to go on the 14th in terms of pre-downloading and whatnot. Again, we'll have to wait and see. But we got a little bit of an update on, yeah, the changes, on the improvements, on what is being made, of course, which I am sure and saying will be shown hopefully on the 16th, when obviously we get the access to the global beta. But like I said, developer right now is just kind of going over and giving us a bit of an update, since obviously, as he's currently stating right now with what he's saying, that comments were kind of like, is Bleach continuing on, what's going on? Because obviously on the CN side it's been very quiet, although, you know, there are 12 million pre-registrations, of course. But there we go, there's that confirmation. November 21st is when we get the release, so that's going to be beautiful. But like I said, just getting a brief little update. I think right now we're just kind of getting spoken about how global players can get access to the game now, in terms of playing it, of course, through the beta that's going to be releasing on the 16th this week, of course. So, well, in 3 days' time, basically. So there's that. So let's dive on in. So the first thing to talk about is the gacha. Now, we already heard about what the improvements was on a text format. Now I guess we get to see it. Well, hopefully they show it. I mean, they should. Typically in these developer notices, they do kind of show us ahead of time. But again, the feedback that they received from the previous beta, that's something that they're really going into in terms of improving the game from what we have played beforehand. So the gacha side of it was, I mean, well, it was a bit of a nuisance with all the stamp cards and whatnot that was in the banner, of course. But obviously we do know that they've now cleaned that all up now, so we're going in there specifically getting what we need to get. So there it is. So first things first, weapon banner. They've kept the guaranteed at 40 pulls, so I'm glad they didn't mess with that. But everything in this banner should be... Damn, the rate for that is 3.18. God, did they up the rate? Oh, am I tripping? Was the rate always that high? Alright, whatever. But they've improved it. As you guys can see, the only thing in this banner is weapon cards. That is it. Nothing else. So you're walking away with... Oh! And I saw characters. Hey, we'll take it. We'll take the dupes. We'll take the dupes. So, really, really improved. 300 pulls, standard banner. This is normal. This is something that they've kept. 8 tickets per multi, so nothing has changed on that part. Obviously, it's a random selection on who you get. And then after that, you can kind of specifically pick a character that you want to go for. So they've kind of kept that, which is fantastic. So I'm happy about that. Okay, and obviously with the character banners, it's only characters in those banners. Wait, hold on a minute. Let me go back. Let me go back. Okay, just had to double check, triple check. Okay, so yeah, basically they've cleaned it up now, so there's no other things getting in our way. Because I mean, let's be honest, in like gacha games recently, it's, I don't know what's going on, but like banners are just filled with absolute rubbish, and it's making things difficult to get what you want, or things that you can use on your account. That is. Ooh, hello. Okay, I'm cool with this. So obviously when you summon and you pull high rarity characters, these are the materials that you get. And it seems now, if you save it to 2000, you can get characters or character dupes. Fantastic. 300 pulls, so as we're playing the game, damn. So we get 300 pulls, there's 55 tickets there, 40 for the weapon, and some login tickets. So there's a lot of free summons being given out this time round. Awesome. So as you play the game, yeah, as you saw right there. So there's 80 tickets. So in total, yeah, in total, as you're playing the game, you're getting 300 tickets, which means you can comfortably do the standard 300 pulled banner. So 300 summons given away, and you can obtain those tickets just by playing the game. So that's cool. What is this? Oh, is this the gameplay? I mean, it looks... Yeah, looks good. I mean, I knew things that... Well, through playing the previous beta, you know, things just need to be a little bit tweaked, a bit smoothened out, so can't complain on that one. Cutscenes look pretty dope, pretty good in my eyes, if you ask me. for it to be a mobile game. What else we got going on? Oh, wait, more. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, the art is just completely enhanced, fantastic. So when it comes to the stamp cards and whatnot, it's all farmable now. It is not an additional piece of thing that you need to summon for. So just to kind of break it down to you guys, to anyone who doesn't know, when it came to me playing the beta, it was the case of me getting the character, then having to get the stamp card, then having to get the weapon card. So technically, it was 3 items required. So you got the character, stamp card, and weapon card. Now, they've pretty much removed the stamp card completely and made it into an in-game content for us to grind now. I think this is a good move. No, it is a good move. Or I say I think. No, it is a good move. So, yeah, there's Kenpachi. Wait, did they just leak some characters? There's my boy Kenpachi. Is that the only character that I'm seeing? Oh no, well technically speaking it might, because Aizen's there too. I mean, okay, whatever. Whatever, we know that Kenpachi's coming into the game. I was really hoping that they would, well, I still hope that they surprise us, but it is what it is. But yeah, so W on that mark in terms of listening to the player base and making that change. So I'm very happy about that. So, and again, that's going to be a bit of a grind too, in terms of getting the high rarity of that. So I'm all for that. As long as they fix the stamina, we're chilling. And then pretty much this is just the conclusion of them just kind of talking about, basically talking about the beta overall, and yeah, the 21st release, of course. So yeah, all right. So the gacha system has been improved to make it less annoying. Happy days on that part. And in terms of getting those stamps and whatnot, rather than having to summon for it now, it seems that we are now being able to farm it, I guess. So yeah, really can't complain. So there's the beta on the 16th. That is going to be the final beta, as you guys are aware. Obviously, with whatever is said through this beta, we can do our last-minute final changes. You know, give the developers the info that they require to get the changes needed for the full release. So obviously, to anyone who does get access to this beta, to make sure to give as much info as you can, so that way yeah, we can get the best possible outcome for this Bleach game in terms of a day 1 release. So exciting time. I'm starting to think now, with the amount of summons I did on the beta, low-key, I think I had like 2,000, like slightly above it. So depending on how things go, we might get lucky. Well, then again, like I said, with these materials, it's more so on the high rarity required. So yeah, but if it's making these characters accessible through the dupes and whatnot, then it's not exactly a bad thing for the 2,000, unless you want that multi. Or I mean, well, no, there's no limit for these tickets, to be fair. So, but now that these are in place, yeah, it's worth to kind of keep the 2,000 saved up now. That's something that I will be utilizing most definitely, especially if I'm going to go all in for Ichiko, of course. So I'll be getting a ton of those materials. So yeah, I think everything we've kind of seen, we've kind of looked at. So that's all that they kind of wanted to update us on. But like I said, in 2 days' time, ladies and gentlemen, no, take that back. In 3 days' time, the beta for the global side of it will be in full effect. Again, I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with a video informing you guys that the beta is downloadable, and if that is the case, pre-download everything, because of course when it comes to the open beta, or the global beta, not the open beta, the global beta, it will be on a first come first basis. So you got to be quick, you got to be super quick.